everything my mother said was there, right? But there's some extra. There's definitely some extra that we didn't know about, Lee. And that's every test I've fucking seen. Like, what is all this shit? Oh, man. I got to, like, celebrate every holiday that comes up now. I'm 1% everything, Lee.
Katie Taylor dominates Ava Wahlstrom, retains world title by Keith Idec. Well, you told me I only have 15 minutes. There's so much I could say on this topic. I could make another show out of it. New York, Katie Taylor.
Hey, Lee, one real fast.
Yeah.
I know I'm an asshole. The Ancestry.com sent me a survey, and they're like, would you promote this for any of your other friends too?
Have.
No. I said no. They said, why? I said, because it's people's dark secrets. I'm not fucking, it's none of my fucking business. I sent that shit too.
Oh my God, I would love to find out that I've got some kind of crazy ass background like Brazilian in it.
Oh yeah, go do this. They do it and find out everything my mom said my dad isn't on here. Oh shit, sorry, bro. I don't know. I'm out. Sorry.
All right. So if you,
it happens.
Katie Taylor dominates Ava Wahlstrom, retains world title. New York, written by Keith Idec, a man who actually checks his blogs. Katie Taylor continually beat Ava Wahlstrom to the punch Saturday night. By the way, the quote of this fight that made me literally boggle my mind by Josh Grisham. What is his name? Todd Grisham. Todd Grisham was the announcer. You know my favorite part of the fight, Gina? Oh, no, Sergio. Sergio telling this to Gina. By the way, this is when... Did you see this quote? Did you see it when I put it out?
No.
You ready for this quote? Wait.
Yes.
Here it is.
What did he do?
He goes, you know my favorite part of this fight, Gina, other than you look really hot sitting next to me, you'd look hotter sitting in my lap.
Are you serious?
He didn't say that.
Oh, fuck.
But he was thinking it, Andrew. He was thinking it. He was trying to slide her the Latin snake. Literally. All right. This is what he said to her. You know my favorite part of the fight, Gina? My favorite thing about this fight? Ava Wahlstrom took 3 hours to do her hair, and it looks like Katie Taylor only took 20 minutes to tie her hair back and get it on. He said that. I don't know how that shit slid. Like,
yeah, but see, you made it sound too. It was a lot worse what you said, so now that doesn't sound as bad.
Well, hopefully he'll get fired. Whatever I could say to get him fired, I'll do it. I mean, don't get me wrong. From a feminist,
that wasn't the quote of the night. I'm not.
Oh no, the quote of the night. The quote of the night is him watching a curtain jerker and going, that's Max's problem. Every time he steps up to the next level of competition, he fails.
No,
what the fuck are you commenting on this shit for?
The quote of the night was, "You guys are some well-dressed waiters." That was the quote of the night. That is.
We're not there yet, but yes, okay, we'll get there. New York, Katie Taylor continually beat Ava Wahlstrom to the punch on Saturday night. By the time their 10-round lightweight title fight was over, 5 minutes had passed on our watch because these women only fought for 30 seconds a round. Taylor had won every round on each of the... I'll say this about women's boxing. It's over fast, Andrew. It's not ponderous. It doesn't take forever. I just love the fact that they only get a couple of minutes. Like, I don't have to... You got to go in and bang. That's why I do like that. Taylor had won every round on all three judges' scorecard. Taylor's impressive victory over previously unbeaten Wahlstrom enabled Ireland's Taylor 12-0-5 to retain her IBF WBA 135-pound titles. The 32-year-old Taylor made her fifth defense of her WBA champion and the third of her IBF belt. Taylor had this to say: I know I'm ugly and I know I'm from Ireland and I know they call me gray. Who cares? I thought it was a good performance. Wahlstrom is obviously fantastic and way hotter than me, and she's a great champion and a great fighter. I knew it was going to be a great showcase for women's boxing. It was such a privilege to fight her and rub up against her boobs right here in Madison Square Garden in front of so many Irish people. So thank you so much for the support. Can you believe those quotes, Andrew?
Are you done? Are you done? Jeez almighty.
I love that one. How do you not think that's the story of the day? All right. Big shout out to
You're worse than Sergio Mora, and you're asking for Mora to be fired.
Shout out to Kelly King. Oh, by the way, I still haven't cast my vote yet. I will decide by the end of the show. It is still Katie 5, Ava 5. If you're listening to this, I might leave it up until the bonus show midweek to see if I can get the tie broken. But right now, the Miss Fight Net Radio is still locked in a deadlock of 5 votes for Katie and 5 for Ava. And by the way, men's tastes are very interesting. Like, the guys that vote for Katie as hot, that's a really interesting thing to me, psychologically. She's just very mannish in her features. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I'd throw her out of a...
Yeah, it's not for you.
I wouldn't throw her out of a moving car, Andrew. Legit. I wouldn't throw rocks at her. I'm not saying that if she walked in...
I wouldn't throw rocks at anyone. You're terrible, Lee. You're terrible for telling the youth
old
that.
People. Is that bad?
You're terrible for telling the youth of Fight Net Radio that, Lee.
What youth listen to an R-rated show, Andrew? This is an adult show for daddy to relax, and as Kelly King puts it,
and no
smoke
moms,
a blunt
no
and
moms.
laugh my ass off.
Only dads.
The fact that he puts that up and like he's a driver.
Yeah, I hope he's not working.
Fuck. All right, shout out to Kelly King, his boy Ryan Garcia. I think there's a couple of guys that are related to...
Oh, yeah, he went to the gym with them. I seen that.
Yeah. Ryan Garcia blasts out of Braulio Rodriguez in the 5th round. New York by Keith Idec. Ryan Garcia made a spectacular Madison Square Garden debut on Saturday night. The strong, fast-handed lightweight prospect who was 2 human beings bigger than Braulio Rodriguez stopped him in the 5th round. Rodriguez
he was not 2 humans bigger. Stop it. That was a well-matched fight.
Rodriguez couldn't answer the referee Ron Lipton's count after the second knockdown. The scheduled 10-round fight was stopped at 1:14 of the 5th round. The 20-year-old Garcia, 17-0, 14 KOs, fought for the first time with Alvarez trainer Eddie Reynoso and his dad Jose Chepo Reynoso in his corner. They began training Garcia. Oh, Keith, you made an error.
Oh, that was a good fight, Lee.
No, I think he's okay. They began training Garcia following his... Okay, it works out. They began training Garcia following his previous performance in which the fatigued Garcia was buzzed by light punches from Carlos Morales. Garcia of Victorville, California, won the bout by big margins on 2 scorecards, but one judge scored it 95-95. His performance in that September 1st fight in Indio, California, convinced Garcia and his father, trainer Henry, to hire Reynoso to train him. I wasn't looking for the knockout, Garcia said. I wanted to show them that I could fight, and I am for real. The Dominican Republic's Rodriguez lost by technical knockout in his second straight fight. Puerto Rico's Christopher Diaz stopped Rodriguez in the 4th round of their March 17th bout in Madison Square Garden. Rodriguez attacked Garcia at the start of the 5th round and tried to rough him up. Garcia got away from him, let his hands go, and knocked him down twice. Rodriguez threw hard shots at Garcia with just 1 minute remaining in the 4th. Garcia moved out of the way. Is he telling this in reverse? Jesus Christ, he is. Who tells a fight in reverse?
Because he wrote it as he went. But we already know what happened. The people listening to this know what happened in the fight, so we don't even have to read all that.
Can we talk about the cock shots?
You can. You've seen the fight. What did you think?
There were some serious cock shots in that fight, Adam.
There was 6 of them. Six of them, right?
There's a couple that I'm like, you literally just punched his dick. Like, there's no way around. That wasn't a slip. That wasn't I was trying to hit him on the belt line. You were angry, and you just hit him in the dick.
Yep.
What an
Yep.
That whole, what is that stance he does where he's leaning backwards like he's pulling an arrow out of a bow, but he's falling backwards. That stance where one arm is up in the air and he's kind of leaning backwards. I'm mimicking it, and we're on radio, and I'm leaning back.
Yeah, not a good look. I can't see it, Lee.
It's weird, right? Like his whole setup was weird.
And sometimes that could make for a hard night on a conventional boxer, right? Someone who thinks it's all going to be the same as when you're in sparring.
Not a big, strong kid who's going to walk through everything you do.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can, because he's throwing punches from different angles. He's doing a lot of things you haven't seen. I gave Ryan Garcia a lot of credit. I thought he grew last night. I thought you've seen more mature Ryan Garcia under the Reynoso's guidance. It looked very much like Saul Alvarez, the way he was stalking his opponent, a very good boxer-puncher type approach to it. Remember, I don't know how good the Reynosos are in boxing until they defeat an American boxer. When they start showing that their style that they're bringing over here can defeat the likes of a Floyd Mayweather, then we'll say Canelo is the best boxer in the world. As of right now, he did not even look good against Floyd. So that's the only knock I still hold on the Reynoso's approach. But I liked what they did with Garcia. I liked how Garcia adjusted in the fight. We talked about this last night. He found that counter check left hook and stuck with it because his opponent, Rodriguez, didn't adjust himself and kept getting hit with it. Ultimately, that's what got him his 5th round TKO. That's the punch that starts it off. So I liked everything I seen about Garcia. What impressed me the most, Lee, is that after the fight, when he got on that microphone, he was humble. He wasn't just way too character. Everything's about me, Ryan Garcia, like I was complaining about in his previous fights. So hopefully his kid's growing. Look, America needs stars. We're losing boxing stars. Ryan Garcia is undefeated. It looks like there's a market behind the kid. Once again, they were talking about his Twitter friends or whatever. He's over 1.5 million now. So this is all good for boxing. So I would like Ryan Garcia to continue the path that he's on, and last night was a good step in that direction.
Andrew.
Yeah, Bob.
I created him.
No, you didn't.
No, I did.
Okay.
Why are you questioning me?
He's under Golden Boy, dude.
Oscar stole him from me. Andrew.
What, Bob?
You know at Madison Square Garden, Milt Kessler turned pro in 1939 and had his first fight there?
Very nice.
I was the promoter of that. I was 60 years old.
I think it's a funny joke. I think the continuation of that joke as a callback is funny. If you're not sitting in your car and laughing at my material, unsubscribe. Thank you. Sadam Ali bounces back from decision over Mauricio Herrera.
No, who cares? Who cares about this fight?
Sadam Ali made a successful, if not overly impressive, return to the welterweight division on Saturday night. We report the news, Andrew.
Andrew.
This fight is bullshit, Lee. You know it.
Andrew,
what, Bob?
You know Madison Square Garden has had boxing in it?
They kind of did drown us with the boxing facts on Madison Square.
Andrew, did you know I invented boxing?
Yes, I did.
The former WBO junior middleweight champion. See, now that was even funnier than the previous, although I went for a Milt Kessler reference. Which was
his dad was on the panel in the Greeks when they started the boxing in the Olympics.
I'm sure. The former WBO junior middleweight champ, he might have actually been on there. Based on the character Bob Father that we've created, I am pretty sure he was at the first Olympic event and suggested boxing. The former WBO junior middleweight champion outpointed Mauricio Herrera in mostly uneventful 10-round, 147-pound bout. Herrera hit Ali with a couple of hard shots towards the end of the 9th round. Ali went to the canvas at the end of the 10th, but it was a result of a slip. Wah,
I was like, fuck, I didn't even see that. Good job, Herrera.
It happened. Otherwise, Ali largely controlled the distance and the pace of the fight. Final scorecards turned out 190, 99, 91, 98, 92, all for a sleeping group of people who just wanted to get to the main event. Fucking main event didn't go off till midnight in New York, Andrew. That's
how it is.
Easy ass shit. That's why I love West Coast fights.
Yeah, that's why you love the West Coast.
How is this the featured fight of the night? Like, it
was terrible. Lee, it was a terrible
fight. Really? Is it just as brutal? Look, the next fight we're going to talk about was pretty brutal, too.
No. Bullshit. That's a littler man moving up to a division. There's nothing wrong with what happened in the main event. This fight was a fucking junior middleweight going, 10 rounds? Was it 10 or 12? Because I didn't watch. What was it?
I don't know. I started to watch a movie.
Shit.
I couldn't make it through that fight.
Hey, Lee, talk about an embarrassment of two guys in different weight classes fighting each other. By the way,
at that point,
Mauricio Herrera is 140 pounds.
Yeah.
He's 140.
And they told us as the fight started, my favorite part of that was the announcers going, okay, don't look for a knockout here. Either of these guys, this is probably going to be a technical fight. I love it when you announce before